Seth is also the co-chair of the IAB Social Media Committee, UGC and Social Media Committee. And today they actually just announced the release of social advertising best practices. Seth, what's compelling about the social advertising best practices?
There's a lot of noise in social media. There's a tremendous amount of inventory. And there's a lot of different practices, some best and some not so best. And I think to make it easier for advertisers and agencies to purchase social media commercially, you need to have standards so that they're not doing all these little one-off campaigns. It's just not effective, it's not scalable. Mm-hmm. So our thought committee was each social network, each social site will have its own premium proprietary inventory, but a certain amount of the inventory is going to be IAB standard, and currently those ads are, especially in social environments, by and large irrelevant because they're not social. Mm-hmm. And so IAB inventory has taken on a bad name in social media because it's typically the ads that aren't interesting, they're not relevant, they're not social. And so what we thought is, why don't we play offense and try to come up with best practices to make these ads that are otherwise just standard display ads more interesting, more social, and therefore more relevant. And the goal of the best practices was to map out some techniques that we've seen in terms of creative, in terms of privacy, in terms of opting in terms of opting out, so that really all advertising can be social, not just Facebook's engagement ads or MySpace's social interaction ads, but really the full gamut of advertising on all social media.
That's great. What's the most important thing for a marketer to keep in mind when they embark on a social media campaign?
I've talked a lot about the importance of questions. So that instead of thinking about a campaign that you're trying to create and deliver a statement to a consumer from the brand, from the product, from the key benefits and key messages, that what you're really trying to do is stimulate a target consumer to comment and endorse your product to their friends. So instead of a statement to your end consumer, you actually want to ask a question of your alpha consumer. Find out what they think of your brand, what's their favorite flavor, what's their favorite color of the car, and then let them share that with 200 or 300 of their friends. And if you do that systematically, even if you're only reaching tens of thousands of individuals, you're reaching millions of consumers in total, because it's like the Breck commercial, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah. That's how it works.